We are at the ARRL convention in Boxboro, and we'll see how things go today. Not too much activity at the flea market. I noticed in the parking spaces there were about 4,000 handicap spots. We may take some pictures later and see if the people parking in them deserve to be there. There are also about 30 spots for people who are forum speakers, and I don't know if there are 40 or 30 forum speakers. Might stop in at the ARRL forum and see if the CEO of the ARRL is there. He posted some very anti-Trump political postings up on Facebook, which doesn't seem to be appropriate for a new CEO of the ARRL. So we'll see how it goes here today. Fairly quiet though so far, and we'll see how it goes from the ARRL convention in Boxboro in September. What year is it? 2018. Your name and call.
Marty Sulloway, KC1CWF.
And what do we have here?
We have the W1A special event station here at Boxboro.
And what is involved equipment-wise?
What is involved? So we have 3 stations here, all of which are ICOM 7610 radios.
That's the new radio, right?
That's the new radio, the SDR radio.
Do you own that yourself?
I own one of these, and ICOM was kind enough to ship out 2 of them for us to use here.
Okay, and what I noticed that there are 3 or 4 monitors. What are they monitoring?
Each station has a computer monitor.
Oh, how many stations?
There are 3 stations here.
Okay.
And then this station in particular has a big display, so you can see the radio.
Okay.
And then we have in the parking lot we have a 4350 with a 48-foot pneumatic mast on it.
What's a 4350?
At the truck. We have a truck with a mast on it.
Okay.
And on that is a tri-band HF beam that we're using with a triplexer, so that several stations could use the antenna at once. And
are you telling me that 3 of the stations could use the same antenna?
That's correct.
So, and who set that up?
I did. Myself and W1UE, Dennis Egan, collaboratively have worked pretty hard on this, and that seems to be working well. The Europeans were loud this morning.
So we're running about 100 watts?
Yes, 100 watts out of each of the radios.
And what are the modes that you're using?
We've been on, about half our contacts so far have been on code, about half of them on phone on these 2 stations, and over on the 6-meter station, with our 4-element 6-meter beam, we've been very active on FT8 and worked about 10 or 15 people there so far in the last hour.
I got to congratulate you because a couple years ago this was an internet station, and this is a live station, correct?
This is a live station.
RF is leaving this area.
Yeah, there are antennas here.
Okay. And how long will you be operating this all day?
The station will be open all day, and tomorrow.
And how long have you been licensed?
I've been licensed almost 4 years.
And what's your class of license?
Extra.
Okay, and what do you operate? Do you operate contests?
I operate a little bit of everything. I like to try it all on ham radio.
Have you done satellite?
I have done satellite.
Okay, you really do seem to have a lot of talent. All right, thanks.
I'm Nathan, KB1RD.
And you are?
I'm Ken, KC1AHI.
And how long have you been a ham radio operator?
That's a long time. So let me see. I got it before 6th grade, so that would be for about 4 or 5 years.
And what class license do you hold now?
Amateur extra.
And how long have you been?
I've been in the hobby for about 5 years. I also have an extra license.
And how old are you?
I'm 16.
Okay, you're both 16. And where do you go to school?
I go to school at North High School.
Okay.
I go to school, Cambridge Ringen Latin School.
And what kind of station do you have now?
Well, honestly, I haven't been able to do much HF stuff because it is fairly costly. I do a lot of computer stuff in my free time, so I don't really have a whole lot of leftover money. However, I actually just got a power supply for my UHF VHF station because I just actually repaired a Kenwood radio, and I can actually use that for digital, so it's pretty interesting. I hope to get that up and running later, probably Monday. Okay,
now you say you don't have a HF station. Do you have a smartphone?
I do.
You know how much that smartphone costs?
It costs $400 originally.
Do you realize you can get an HF station for $400?
Which is, so Bruce, who's part of our amateur radio club, is actually working on with some UBitX kits. I'd recommend you take a look at the presentation later today at 3. And he's actually working on making the kits very, very inexpensive, like only a couple $100.
And you think you might get involved with one?
you know, if they're reach their target price, then I would probably ask my parents to purchase one.
Okay. And how active and how?
I have an HF station. I do a lot of DXing and contesting. In fact, I'm happy to say last year I won DXCC from ARRL. So I do a fair amount of DXing.
And what do you have for a station?
I have a Kenwood TS590 into. The problem is I live in a sort of a homeowners association.
Okay, that's
so
tough. That
there's
makes
not
it.
that much space for antennas, but we managed to run a long. It's called a high-end antenna. It's an off-center fed.
And what kind of contests do you operate?
I operate, the sweepstakes, field day, CQ Worldwide contest, ARRL, International DX, those kinds of things.
And any other? What do you use for antennas at home?
Well, like I was saying, I use an off-center fed dipole
Yeah.
that runs on the fence, and so it's not the best performance, but I've actually been able to do surprisingly well since I don't even have an amp, so I just run barefoot.
Do you know how many countries you've worked?
Probably about 130.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good. Okay. What do you plan? What is your each of you? What is your future? Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I think it's fair to say that both of us want to go into the computers and science fields. We're both, I think him more than me, he likes computer science programming. I personally enjoy physics and chemistry, but I think we're both going to go into the science.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm looking into a lot of computer design. Like I'm, depending on, school time permitting, I'm trying to work on like building an 80s computer out of original parts, so I have a whole pile of parts.
Okay, this is Boxboro 2018, and we talked to a couple of kids today, and they sounded pretty interesting. I had one guy that was, when I was doing an interview with a kid, he was giving me a real hard time, but as typical of many hams, he had no intestinal fortitude, and he did not want to express his opinions on camera. I went down to where they parked all the handicapped people, and I figured a lot of hams would go in there that really weren't handicapped, but every last one of them had a placard on it. Went to the ARRL forum where Tom Finney was there, and I asked him a question about the new ARRL CEO. And the new CEO had made a very anti-Trump political comment, and Tom Finney had mentioned that he did not vote for the new CEO, and in fact he said that they tried to really kind of rush the whole process through. So that was really kind of sad. The final thing, I managed to actually screw a screwer. There was a guy inside selling, supposedly working, well I don't want to say, he supposedly was working for a charity, and he was selling a Ranger for $100, and I figured that's really not a bad deal. So I said, let me go get a check and I'll buy it. And while I was gone, he looked up the Ranger online, and he found out that a Ranger could actually sell for a lot more than $100. So he had changed his mind. He wanted more than $100. He said the money was going to an educational institution. I said, well, when I sell that Ranger, that money's going to an education. So in the end, the woman next to him said, you made a deal, you better honor it. So you've seen the ad in QST at times. So at that time, I'm glad I made out with him. Skip has helped me out here, KWCCS. He's kind of holding the camera. If I'm out of focus, it's his fault and my fault. So that's, and the flea market turned out not so bad. I wound up with not a great bad deal with a little bit of antenna wire. Won't get on my head. Actually, that's probably make a good picture. So that's it from Boxboro 2018.